Welcome back to Digi, bro.
Welcome back to this aimless dredge of playing this game when I've already played the levels and there's no particular order and I'm playing the game.
So you haven't beaten this game yet, right?
No. I think I got pretty far, probably like 75% of the way through. There's this person again. Third time. I don't know why she gets a cutscene this time. She didn't last time.
She did last time.
No, there was another level where she was there.
Well, she's trying to sass you. You gotta sass her back.
I think I'm supposed to just like run.
We're gonna talk about sass.
Sassafras.
So,
Sasquatch. The sass.
When this game first got announced, the
Yes.
very first thing I said was, they need to put Squid Girl in this game. Do you know Squid Girl?
Yeah.
Ika Musume?
Yeah.
The anime. Did you ever watch any of it?
Nope.
Well, it was pretty okay.
Actually, I think I watched an episode with Danson when it first came out or something. I was just like, this is a show about a squid.
You're not very into anime comedies, are you? Unless it's like
Not
really out
really.
there.
I mean, like, Nozaki-kun was funny. Just hard for them to hold my attention because I don't watch a lot of shit anyways.
I don't know, man. You watch a pretty decent amount of shows.
I usually watch like a couple episodes.
You watch way more airing shit than I do.
Dude, all I'm watching right now is fucking Food Wars. That's all I.
And all I'm watching is nothing.
Yeah, but you caught up with everything afterwards from last season, right?
2 shows.
You were like, oh, I just caught up on Hibike
Euphonium and
Food Wars
and Do-da-da-da.
Catch 'em, do-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, I watched
Yeah, but you're
Food
gonna
Wars.
catch up on those eventually.
Will I? I have no fucking plans to. Because it's just time.
I'd be shocked if you're almost out of school. You'll have plenty of time.
Yeah. Motherfucker, what? School hasn't been taking my time. Been doing all kinds of things.
True. Well,
Took the GRE. Oh, everyone! I passed the GRE. I should tell everyone that because I was talking about it before.
yeah.
I passed.
Good job.
I had mediocre scores, but they're fucking arbitrary. I just feel like I got fucked. Like, there's usually when you pass a test, you come out with like, yeah, like I passed, I did good. This was just like, wow, I just got fucked out of $200 for no fucking reason. Like, there was no sense of satisfaction. I just felt tired. It was a 4 fucking hour test. It's like, oh my god, fuck this. It's just bullshit. It's just another fucking way for college to fuck you and fucking make the gate bigger, the fucking doors heavier for you to get into these fucking places. Just to rat out the fucking poor and the weak.
You just mean the poor.
Yes. Well, the poor and the stupid.
You didn't have to throw in the weak for dramatic effect.
The poor and the stupid, Conrad. Because you'd have to be stupid to fail the GRE. I don't know, I guess I'm good at figuring out math. Dude, I feel like you would have a fucking breeze on the English part of that shit, because it's just a bunch of fucking big words that you use. Just all these big, stupid fucking words that never occur in the English language ever.
Some people criticized you in the comments for
tumultuous?
No, there was someone pointed out what the word was that you guys criticized me for in GameCube chats, and they were like, it was something that starts with an I, and it was kind of long. Was it disingenuous? No.
It wasn't disingenuous. You always think it's disingenuous.
Because it's a great word. I'm gonna go look at the comments and find what it was. It was something that's pretty normal to me, and the commenter even said, hey man, I use that word.
Well, maybe he's also a fucking fruit.
No. Let me find it.
Trying to take away our Confederate flags.
Idiosyncratic.
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself.
That's a normal word! Everyone uses that! Everyone knows what it means!
I'm just gonna let the silence
do you
sit.
remember how I explained it in GameCube chats?
No.
I said, it's just idiot and synchronized. So if it's not synchronized, it's idiot synchronized. And that's idiosyncratic.
Okay.
Best fucking explanation ever. Oh god. Yeah. That's not the word they said that they used though. Tumultuous was the one that they said. Someone said it's not an
they can go
uncommon
fuck
word.
themselves. Someone who takes fucking GRE exams all fucking day. Why don't you take you and your fucking language
so defensive
and go to hell?
Idiocy. It's truly an American trait right there. That's how you know that you're.
Don't attack me with your words.
That's how I know you're from America.
Really?
Fucking defending your own dumbassness, like how stupid you are is worth defending.
I'm just being an asshole.
That is a very American attitude, though. That's how this whole, like...
The thing that's fucked to me is that the GRE is testing you on, like, you know, your college education, like, your general education that you should have. And it's like, okay, well, this is... Like, I can understand the math. You're supposed to have at least basic math, even though this was going to math where it's like, well, I didn't learn some of this math, so how the fuck would I know how to do this? Like, what are the fucking standards for you? But then, like, the English shit, it's like, college English... You don't learn words, you learn fucking, like, how to structure a research paper and shit. Like, where are these words coming from? Why do I need to know these words, like, for the GRE? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, what is this trying to test? Like, comprehension of how many fucking dictionaries I read as a child? Or, like, how many fucking word of the day things I took? I never learned these fucking words in school.
Name some of the words. Do you remember any?
Why would I remember them? I don't even know what they are. I just guess. I'm just like, I'm gonna use... Maybe it's to see how well you can use context clues and find prefixes and suffixes and figure out the word, because I actually did better on the English part than I did on the math part.
That's, I mean, all test taking to me is how well can I use context clues to figure this out. Like, that's what test taking is.
The math shit's at least fun. At least you feel good when you solve a math problem. You're just like, oh, I figured it out.
I would even say that 100% of why I made it through school had nothing to do with studying or memorization. It was knowing how to use context clues to solve a test. Like
because you weren't paying attention, you have no idea how to take it.
Right, exactly. That's why I sucked in math in general, because you usually had to know the formula.
Nah, fuck that shit. You learn that shit on the test, man.
I've done some of that, but
my college math class, because at least when I took I took a really easy math in college, so I kind of already sort of remembered the formulas, you know, like I could figure it out at least if I tried real hard. Right. And so like I got mostly like kind of B's on the tests until the last exam where I actually studied the questions. Like all I did was go back through the old tests and answer the questions that I got wrong and like correct them. And then I got 100% on the final exam. Just because, like, I actually studied for once and, like, knew the formulas. And I was like, yeah, alright. This is easy math. Most of the people in that class were foreigners. I feel like it was, like, retard math or something.
Or foreigner math. Why does foreigners equal retard? You realize that's literally what you said.
Yeah, that's fucked.
The class is full of foreigners.
That's not what I meant by retard
math. It must be retard math. That's what you said.
That's true. I'm sorry, foreigners. You're probably much better at math than me. I don't know why the class was full of, like, foreign exchange students.
Because they can't speak English well enough to understand, like, the English part of math.
Probably.
Where, like, you have to, like...
That's what I was trying to say, but I decided to be a jackass. Somewhere in my brain.
Sort of like how
I comprehended why that was the reason. But I decided not to say it that way.
Yeah.
Because I'm a jackass. But yes.
Or possibly they didn't have the same education standards in their country.
I don't know.
Maybe they didn't go
All
to
I know
school.
is there were people in my class who fucking struggled and tried really, really hard, and I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Just means you're privileged.
Yes, I'm an asshole.
Basically what that means. It's not an asshole. Being privileged is not the same as being an asshole.
It's not?
That's the number one thing that I think everyone needs to remember.
Yeah.
People argue all that, like, you know, when people say check your privilege and all that, I'm like, yeah, you should understand your privilege. It doesn't make you an asshole to take advantage of it.
Yes.
You know, like, of course you should take advantage of it. That's why it's there. That's why you're privileged, so that you have a chance to be your best that you can be, you know? That's why it's privilege. It means you got something.
Yeah.
So
you got a hat. You got several hats for your birthday. That's what you wanted. You had the privilege of wearing a hat. Go on.
I had nothing else to say. You took the floor. And
Some people like hats.
you really rocked it there.
I don't like to wear a hat.
It was
a very hat hair.
It was a very cogent
And then they get
point.
hot, and then you have to take them off. But then now your hair looks like shit.
How does that word make you
You're
feel,
wearing a hat.
Victor?
Cogent.
Yeah, you
That
hear
feels
that
more
one?
reasonable, but I'm pretty sure it's only because you say it all the time.
Do I say cogent a lot?
Probably.
I feel like I only started saying that recently.
Maybe. It feels familiar. And I don't know any other motherfuckers who say cogent.
I think I only started saying it recently, though. That's a funny thing, like, you guys always balk at, like, the big words, but for me, it's usually, like, the smaller, obscure words that get me. Because the big words are easy to remember what they mean. Like, you hear some insanely huge word and it sticks out in your mind. You're like, oh my god, idiosyncratic, you know, and then you immediately know. But then with something like cogent, it's like, what? That's a word? That sounds like just sounds. So it's like,
What?
you know what I mean?
Why does that not sound like a word over idiosyncratic?
Because when you hear a big word, you assume that it's like some big word you didn't know. But when you hear a small word, it's like weirder that you didn't know it. You know? Like,
I guess.
Like small words that are obscure that no one says are that much more shocking. Because you're like, there's no reason I shouldn't know this. It's not like it's a big, difficult word. It's not even hard to spell. It's just so uncommon that you hear it and you're like, cogent?
I guess.
It's odd. Why don't I hear that if it's such a normal word? Because believe me, I think I say more weird small words than I do weird big words, but people don't like freak out at the weird small words, and I think it's because they're scared that they'll look stupid.
Probably.
Because
I don't know what the fuck cogent means,
when
but
you
I
hear
use the context clues because I'm a dipshit.
when you hear a big word and you don't know what it means, you're like, oh, you're just trying to show off. When you hear a small word and you don't know what it means, you're like, oh god, am I dumb? Like,
I'm trying to get
I
learned.
don't know, cogent. What is that?
Oh, I caught up on the biggest problem in the universe.
Oh, you listened to all of it?
Well, I probably
There's
listened
like
to all of
50-something episodes.
I don't know if I've heard all of them, but like, I think I caught up from where I had stopped before.
I see. How
I was
did
listening
that
to it
go?
in the car. I was like, that's cool. It's good.
I love it.
I think I was gonna say that like, Maddox's life is my ideal future life.
Yes.
He's just like a single guy
He's
with
awesome.
a bunch of money and no children, and he gets to travel and like do all this cool shit, and I'm like, that's
Right.
me. That is what I want.
Well, Maddox is like...
I don't think I'm anything like Maddox personality-wise.
I think, like, what I realized from shows like Biggest Problem in the Universe and even from Game Grumps and stuff is that, like there's like a class of, like, talented people where, what they're doing... Like, what they're actually doing is much more than what you're seeing on the surface.
Yes.
Like, people talk about Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps like all he does is Game Grumps and those few animations he puts out. But that motherfucker is everywhere. Like, not only on the internet, because he guests in tons of people's videos, he's always doing voice acting, he's always showing up in other people's videos.
Like,
he's
this
always
motherfucker
hanging out.
hustles. He's got
But
money.
he's also, like, he has worked for Fox, he's worked for, like, real TV companies, you know?
Yeah.
He's probably pitched shows before, you know? Like, there's much more going on that, and a lot of it's stuff he can't talk about because of non-disclosure agreements. And so, like, with Maddox, like, he's been around for so long that he's done a lot of that kind of stuff. Like, he's got 2 published books that were New York Times bestsellers. He's got, like, he's had shows that he's pitched, shows that he's worked on. Him and Dick have tried to pitch shows together before. You know, Dick has been on, Dick was,
I always wonder what he does. I have no idea what he does.
Dick is just like a general comedy writer. He writes his blog that he's known for is Men Are Better Than Women, which is a troll chauvinism blog.
Yes.
And then he played like a character. Like, Dick Masterson is not his name.
Yes.
It's like a pseudonym, but it's like a character that he plays, and he played it on Dr. Phil once. It's like a famous.
I know he was talking about how like all of his Facebook and YouTube channels always get like shut down and shit. I was like, what does he even do on YouTube?
Yeah, and I think he's been involved with other, like, you know, like troll chauvinism type stuff, but
As like a mid-boss.
But they're both, like, professional comedians beyond, like, the internet, beyond the stuff that people see, you know, like, because I've been reading Best Page in the Universe forever, and I knew that Maddox had a book, but, like, it just never occurred to me that he does way more than that. And, like, when you look at Best Page in the Universe and you see that it, like, never updates, then you're like...
he obviously doesn't just
Right, this is not his job. Like, and the fact that he hasn't written a book in, like, 10 years, it's like, this clearly he's making money somewhere. It's
Or he's
not
just living
biggest
off
problem in the
royalties for a while or
universe, you
something,
know.
but-
He's
fuck,
doing
did I get a
stuff.
game over?
He's
Oh, no, I beat the
definitely
guy.
doing
Okay.
jobs, you know, and so is Dick. And like, that's the kind of thing that like I want to be more into because all I do is YouTube.
Well,
Like,
you gotta
that's
do
it,
more
you know?
freelance art kind of stuff.
Right.
Like,
Well, like write for
one-time
some
contracty
websites, make
things.
some extra shit, you know, like make stuff on the side. And like even a guy like Yahtzee Croshaw, where it's like, you know, he makes most of his money through The Escapist and doing those videos, but he also did open a bar, the Mana Bar, like 5 years ago, and I'm pretty sure that's how I don't know if he opened it, but he's like a co-owner of it.
I did not even know.
Yeah, in Australia, there's a bar called the Mana Bar. It's like a gamer bar, and he was like helped to run it for a while, and that's where he met the guy who's the co-host of his Let's Play channel. He was the bouncer at that bar,
Huh.
and they got to know each other that way. But like, yeah, he co-runs the Mana Bar, and like he does other shit other than what's on the internet. And even on the internet, he does shit that people don't like. All his fucking games, like he was known. Those games were known by people before he was known for anything. You know, like the 5 Days of Stranger series was like known in like adventure game circles and stuff like that. You know. Anyway, that's it for that train of thought and this episode of Digi Bro.
Hey!